And today's class is also, in today's class also, we are going to discuss the projectile motion, but another type of projectile motion, that is what you have, the horizontal projectile motion. अब यहाँ पे हॉरिजॉन्टल प्रोजेक्टाइल मोशन जो है बेटा, थोड़ा सा आपको देखना है. हॉरिजॉन्टल प्रोजेक्टाइल मोशन, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय दैट? व्हेन एन ऑब्जेक्ट इज थ्रोन फ्रॉम सर्टेन हाइट horizontally, that also covers a parabolic path from certain height. Suppose you are standing on a building and you are throwing a stone, you are throwing a ball, then what happens? How it goes? It goes like this. Then that trajectory is also a part of parabola. That's what we are going to discuss. In the previous situation, we have seen the oblique projectile motion, where we are going to get the complete picture of the parabolic path. Complete picture we are getting. But in this situation, we are going to get the part of the parabola, but it is a parabola. Okay, so give the heading for today's class, horizontal projectile motion. Horizontal projectile motion. So what is this horizontal projectile motion? As I said you, we have to throw a stone or a body or an object from certain height. So what happens, try to understand the situation here. This is a building. From here, we are throwing the object with initial velocity u, only a horizontal velocity, I can say. Horizontal velocity is u, and this horizontal velocity is not going to get changed throughout its motion because there is no acceleration in the horizontal direction. The velocity, that is what I can say, the vertical velocity gets changes as the gravity acts only in the vertical direction. आइए बेटा, यहाँ पे जब what happens when you throw this, no, it won't go straight. It will be going like this. This will be the path traced by. This will be the path traced by the body. So we have to calculate what is the equation for this path. And from this equation, we are going to predict the name of the graph, what we are going to get. 100% we are going to get the parabolic path, but we need to see that how it is a parabolic path. So what I do here, the body is projected horizontally with a velocity u. So therefore, initial horizontal velocity, that is ux, is u only. We are not throwing the body vertically. So therefore, initial vertical velocity is 0. This is very, very important, or I can say the turning point for any derivation. If you forget this point, then everything will get spoiled here. You have to be very careful. You are throwing the body horizontally. That means initial horizontal velocity is only u. We are not throwing upward. We are not throwing inclined, so that the velocity can be resolved into horizontal as well as the vertical component. So only horizontally we are throwing. That means we have only horizontal component of the velocity. Vertical component remains 0. So initially vertical component of the velocity is 0. I hope it is clear. Now students, as we know, we are going to derive the equation, or we are going to see the equation. So for that, what we can do here is we go for the equation s is equals to, same equation, s is equals to ut plus half at square. Now this I am writing for x-axis. This I am writing for x-axis. So what happens, this is for the x. So therefore x I am taking. Initial vertical velocity ux is u. This is u, and this is t. Plus this term will become 0. Why this term becomes 0? The reason here is there is no acceleration in the horizontal direction. When there is no acceleration in the horizontal direction, we say that there is no chance of changing the velocity. ठीक है, velocity change नहीं हो रही है, that's why the acceleration is 0. So therefore its velocity constant रहेंगे और acceleration 0 रहेगा बेटा. आइए अब, this is what x is equals to ut. From this, what is the value for t? T is equals to x by u. Suppose this is first equation. Now second, for vertical displacement or vertical motion, यहाँ पे मैं लिख देता हूँ बेटा आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए. This I am writing for horizontal displacement. This is for horizontal displacement. ठीक है. Next we are going for vertical displacement. this vertical displacement, that is what we have seen already in the previous parabolic equation. S is equals to again ut plus half a t square. S is equals to ut plus half a t square. So this S is equal to ut plus half a t square. I'm writing for y coordinate. So therefore it is vertical displacement, I can say. So Sy is equals to uy into t plus half a by t square. So what is Sy? Suppose it is y. And what is this uy? What is uy? It is 0. So therefore this term will become 0. We have to write 0 plus half, and this ay is the acceleration due to gravity, and this is t square. So therefore students, if you see y is equals to half, this is gt square. What is this t? T is nothing but x by u we are getting. So let us substitute y is equals to 1 by 2g, and this is what? X by u whole square. Y is equals to 1 by 2 g x by u square. So just open it. क्या मिल रहा है देखिए बेटा. 1 into g, it is g by, this is 2. This I can write it as x square, and this u square I am writing this side. See, x square by u square we are getting. So x square by u square, what is x square as x square? 2u square, the same thing. So suppose this is a constant. So this is constant, this is constant. Initial horizontal velocity, that is u, also remains constant throughout the journey. That also I said you. So therefore this is equals to y is equals to kx square, and this y is equals to kx square is the standard equation of parabola. So therefore this represents a parabolic path. तो यहाँ पे अब हम बनाएंगे what it is. This is a parabolic path. Now this is the situation what from where we can say the equation of the projectile is a parabolic equation. Next thing what we need to study here, that is very important, again the time of descent. The next topic what we are going to study, the time of descent. See students, the body is taking some time to reach the ground. That is what you call it as the time of descent. Already I defined time of descent is the time for which the body will go to the ground from the maximum height. So यह है maximum height और it is going to the ground. So therefore ये time of descent हम calculate कर सकते हैं in the sense the problems can be asked on these topics. The second one is when you throw this object, it is going to reach at one point which is away, far away from the foot of the tower, foot of the building. So therefore from here to here we call it as the range of the projectile. हम उसको क्या बताएंगे बेटा? रेंज. ठीक है. So another factor is also there that what we need to study, that is the velocity of the projectile after time t. That also we need to calculate. One by one we will calculate. After that we are going to see the problems on horizontal projectile motion. First you copy this. See students, what is this time of descent in case of horizontal projectile motion? If suppose I take an object is thrown, we are throwing this object with an initial velocity u, then because of the gravity it is going to come down. Yeah, and it takes some time. It takes some time to reach the ground. So that time we are calling it as time of descent, and we are denoting by t. How much time it is taking, that is the time of descent. So here, acha, for this situation, this time is also called as time of flight also, because there is no time of ascent here. So this time of descent itself is called as the time of flight. The reason here is I have given you the definition for time of flight. The time of flight is the time for which the body remains in air. For which the body remains in air. तो यहाँ पे हम क्या देख रहे हैं बेटा? The body is remaining in air for this much time. That it is exactly suiting with the definition of time of flight. And it is the time taken by the object to reach the ground. That means it is again, it is suiting the definition of टाइम ऑफ डिसेंट. ठीक है. तो ये दोनों के टाइम ऑफ डिसेंट हम क्या है, टाइम ऑफ डिसेंट एंड टाइम ऑफ फ्लाइट इस सिचुएशन में बराबर होता है. ठीक है. चलिए आइए. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, आई वांट टू कैलकुलेट दिस टी. अब मेरे को ये टी कैलकुलेट करना है बेटा. तो हाउ टू कैलकुलेट? व्हाट आई डू, आई यूज दिस इक्वेशन अगेन. एस इज इक्वल्स टू यू टी प्लस हाफ ए टी स्क्वायर. नाउ पे अटेंशन, this height of the tower, whatever the tower is there, ये height of the tower को हम क्या कर रहे हैं, what we are doing here is we are considering the height of the tower is h. Now what is the vertical displacement? I am writing for this y, vertical के लिए देख रहा हूं बेटा y, ay, it is not ty, it is ay, ये ay है, ठीक है. Now sy is equals to uy into t plus half a by t square. Now what is this vertical displacement? Vertical displacement is h, क्योंकि बॉडी जो है ना नीचे आ रहा है बेटा, तो वर्टिकल डिस्प्लेसमेंट कितना गया? वर्टिकल डिस्प्लेसमेंट इट इज h, so I will take it as h. That is equals to this uy. I told you uy is 0. The reason why it is uy is 0, because we are throwing the object only horizontal. Horizontal velocity will be there, vertical velocity will be 0. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे ये 0 हो गया बेटे, plus half, this is g and this is t square. So h is equals to half g t square. Now from this we are calculating, our aim is to calculate the time of descent. If suppose in the question they ask you the height of the tower, you can use this directly equation, but our heading is what? Time of descent. Time of descent के लिए हमारे को t calculate करना है students, so therefore t square is equals to, just cross multiply, it is 2h by g, so therefore t is equals to under root of 2h by g. I hope it is clear. T is equals to 2h by g. So ये बन रहा मेरे लिए बेटा time of descent, ठीक है. Now let us go for range. What is this range? Next topic I am going for range. Range is the distance from the foot of the tower to the point of reaching. यहाँ तक कहाँ तक जा रहा है बेटा वो? That is what we call it as range, and we denote that range by r. Now let us go for the next one, that is range. Now beta, just turn the pages. Just turn the page and just check the formula what I have used for the calculation of range in case of oblique projectile motion. Just turn करिए और range का formula देखिए what I have used. I'm going to use the same equation or same formula, I can say. Just turn and see. Now I hope you have seen. So the formula what I have used, ux into t, time of flight. So what is ux in this situation? Ux is the horizontal component, so therefore horizontal component is u only, so I will take here it as u. And what is this time of flight? Time of flight is nothing but the time of descent, that gives us 2h by g. So this is range. So हम formula बनाते हैं बेटा, range is equals to u times that is 2h by g. And this is the very important formula. Many questions can be framed on this single concept. ठीक है, copy it. Now students, what I was saying here, we are discussing about the velocity of the projectile. So initial velocity, initial horizontal velocity is u. So we have already seen ux is u and uy is 0. Initial vertical component is 0. But as it is moving under the gravity, its velocity, that I can say the vertical velocity increases. So at any instant of time, we can calculate the velocity. What is that velocity? Let us see. This is what? Horizontal. It will remains as it is ux, and suppose that is equals to our vx. ux and vx both are same. The reason here is there is no direction, there is no acceleration in the horizontal direction. When horizontal direction में जब acceleration नहीं होगा बेटा, तो what happens, you know, the velocity component that is in the horizontal direction, जो भी velocity होती है, always it is remaining the same. That means initial and final both are same. That is ux can be written as vx. ठीक है, next. And how much is ux? You can see that is u. ठीक है, next vertical velocity देखिए, यहाँ पे vertical velocity होगा, and that vertical velocity we are denoting by v. And the resultant velocity I can give here is the result, because it is tracing this path, so therefore the resultant velocity is v. Resultant velocity कितना है बेटा यहाँ पे? Resultant velocity v है. अब I have to calculate this resultant velocity. So for that, what I consider here is this is the horizontal displacement for the object of what you call it as a projectile, and this is the vertical displacement. मतलब इतना vertical displacement cover किया बेटा और इतना horizontal displacement cover किया in order to reach the point P. and I consider this is an angle theta. That means I want to calculate the direction also. यहाँ पे हम velocity calculate कर रहे हैं. We are calculating the velocity both in magnitude as well as direction wise. तो आइए बेटे यहाँ पे अगर आप गौर करते हैं, this is what you have. This is ux, that is vx. Both are equal. So in short, I say this is vx and this is vy. How they are? They are perpendicular to each other. You can clearly see both are perpendicular to each other. ये दोनों perpendicular है बेटा, दोनों के दोनों perpendicular है. You can clearly see both are perpendicular. So therefore, I can calculate the resultant velocity as under root of vx square plus vy square plus 2vx vy cos 90. Angle between Vx and Vy is 90. So therefore 2Vx Vy cos 90. Just I will want to know which formula or which concept I am using to write the equation of resultant velocity. I want the reply from your side. I am waiting. One of the doubt what I received, how this Ux is equals to Vx. बेटे जब हॉरिजॉन्टल डायरेक्शन में एक्सेलरेशन होता है क्या, एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी इट एक्ट्स इन द वर्टिकल डायरेक्शन. तो देयर इज नो हॉरिजॉन्टल डायरेक्शन, देयर इज नो एक्सेलरेशन इन द हॉरिजॉन्टल डायरेक्शन. तो आप इनिशियल वेलोसिटी इज इक्वल टू फाइनल वेलोसिटी. अगर आपको कुछ दिक्कत हो रही है यहाँ पे इस तरह से समझने में, तो आप इसको बनाइए Vx, जस्ट बना लीजिए Vx. एंड दिस Vx जो फाइनल वेलोसिटी होगा बेटा वही होगा आपका इनिशियल वेलोसिटी Ux, और Ux की वैल्यू कितनी होती है U. मतलब एवरीवेयर द वैल्यू ऑफ U इज नॉट गोइंग टू चेंज, सिर्फ और सिर्फ V की वैल्यू चेंज होती है. आई होप द कॉन्सेप्ट इज क्लियर. नाउ अब आइए बेटे, cos 90 इज हाउ मच, इट इज 0. ये पार्ट 0 हो गया. तो रिजल्टेंट वेलोसिटी वी कैन राइट इट एज अंडर रूट ऑफ Vx स्क्वायर प्लस Vy स्क्वायर. V is equals to under root of Vx square plus Vy square. Now अब हम कैलकुलेट करते हैं बेटा व्हाट इज Vx और कैलकुलेट करेंगे Vy, देन वी सब्स्टिट्यूट इन दिस. तो आइए बेटे, व्हाट इज दिस Vx? Vx is Ux and that is equals to U. No change in this velocity. इसको आप टच भी नहीं करना है, ऐसे ही रखना है. Next coming to Vy. So we know that for Vy I am writing this equation. We know that V is equals to U plus AT. V is equals to U plus AT. ठीक है, तो इसको हम वर्टिकल के लिए लिख रहे हैं. So therefore y and this is y. So this is Vy. What is this Uy? Uy क्या होता है बेटा? Uy is 0. As per the situation, Uy is 0 plus this is G and this is T. So what is Vy we are getting? Just GT. Vy we are getting it as GT. तो यहां पे अब आप गौर करना बेटे, this is Vy and this is Vx. So therefore the resultant velocity V is equals to under root of Vx square plus Vy square. So therefore V is equals to under root of, what is this Vx square? Vx square, what is this Vx? Already we have found out, no? Vx is this U. So therefore I'll write here U square plus Vy, it is GT square. That is G square and T square. This is the resultant magnitude we have calculated. Now coming to the direction, tan theta. Direction हम calculate करते हैं बेटा, direction. Or I can say this is an angle. So tan theta, already we have discussed, tan theta is Vy by Vx. In the previous classes we have discussed this. Tan theta is equals to Vy by Vx. That is the formula to calculate the direction. So tan theta is equals to, what is Vy? Vy, as per this situation, this is GT. This is GT. What is Vx? Vx is U. So यहाँ पे बन गया बेटा मेरे लिए tan theta is equals to this part, और theta is equals to, you know, when I send from this side to that side, tan क्या हो रहा है? This is GT by U. Please copy it. Students, we have discussed the horizontal projectile motion. We have discussed the time of descent. We have discussed the equation of the horizontal projectile motion, as well as we have seen the range as well as the velocity. Now based on this, a person, देखिए बेटा यहाँ पे two towers are there having heights h1 and h2. Two towers are there of heights h1 and h2 by a distance, separated by a distance d. तो पहले हम यहाँ पे जो है ना, we draw two towers. This is the first tower and this is the second tower. Try to understand, this is the first tower, this is the first one, This is the second one. The height for this it is h1, the height for this is h2, and दोनों कितनी दूरी पे डिस्टेंस है बेटा? यहाँ पे डिस्टेंस देखिए d है. A person throws a ball horizontally with a velocity u from the top of the first tower to the top of the second tower. Then we have to find the condition. यहाँ पे हमारे condition निकालना है बेटा. देखिए, from here the person is throwing, a person is throwing one object with a velocity u, and where it has to reach, it has to reach exactly on the second tower. यहाँ पे आकर reach होना है. It should not go before this one, it should not fall after this one. Exactly, it has to reach at this point. That means from the first tower second tower पर जाना है. So what is the condition we have to go for? तो condition के लिए already it is something like what I can say, the range here is, he is stressing on this part. It has to move from here to here. That means horizontal displacement, I can say, if this is d, this is also d, and this d itself is the range. That means he is restricting the range. It should not be below that and it should not be after that. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे range मिल गया बेटा हमारे पास d. So यहाँ पे आइए, what you call r is equals to u into this formula already we have seen, 2h by g. So थोड़ा सा हम यहाँ पे ये देखेंगे कि is it not similar to our condition what we have seen? हम जो देखें बेटा आपको याद होगा, what is this part? देखिए, this is u. So this is u और इसको हम इस तरह से प्रोजेक्ट करे थे. So this is the range, this is the range, and then we can apply this condition. तो इसी को what I am doing is, ये वाला पार्ट मैं किधर फिट कर रहा हूं जरा अच्छे से देखिए आप. ये वाला पार्ट I am fitting here, ये वाला पार्ट. Are you getting? So this part I can fit here, and this is the height h, right? Under our, for our explanation, this was the height h. तो यहाँ पे height h क्या होगा बेटा? Height h जो है ना, यहां से लेकर ये होगा h. This is our h. ये h है. But the total height of the first tower, as per the question, it is how much? h1, and this height is h2. So this height h, capital H कहां पे है बेटा? ये है capital H, because it's exactly fitting the situation here. तो हम क्या करेंगे? We do, what is this r? R is the d value. So I will write d is equals to, u is u only, but the important thing here what we need to write is h. h होना है हमारे को. तो h ये होना है ना बेटे. So what I do here is, you can see clearly this h plus h2. देखिए, this is h2 नो. if this is h2, this is also h2. अच्छे से देखना बेटा, टोटल हाइट इज h1, ये h2 है, तो ये वाला हाइट भी h2 ही है, द सेम हाइट h2. तो आई कैन से दैट, अब अच्छे से देखिए आप, h प्लस h2, h प्लस h2 is equal to h1. h प्लस h2, this, देखिए बेटा, दिस इज व्हाट h, और ये हो रहा है h2, तो ये h1 माइनस h2. आई होप इट इज क्लियर मैं क्या बताना चाह रहा हूं आपको. व्हाट इज दिस? अगेन फिर से देखिए, द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग हियर इज, आप जो है ना ये कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं बेटा, ये दिया हुआ है. दैट मींस इस पार्ट को हम ये टोटल में से ये वाला पार्ट सब्ट्रैक्ट करते हैं, देन आई एम गोइंग टू गेट h. दैट व्हाट आई हैव डन, और इसको मैं प्रूफ भी करके बताया हूं. h इज इक्वल्स टू h1 माइनस h2. जस्ट आप सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दीजिए यहाँ पे, ओवर. चलिए नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, रेंज अभी हम फॉर्मूला देखे बेटा, रेंज इज इक्वल्स टू u इनटू अंडर रूट ऑफ 2h बाई g. अब ये द क्वेश्चन, यहाँ पे जो क्वेश्चन दिया हुआ है, द क्वेश्चन व्हाट इज मेंशन्ड हियर इज, ए बॉल रोल्स ऑफ द टॉप ऑफ द स्टेयरकेस with a horizontal velocity u. If each step has the height h and width b, then ball will just hit the nth step if n equals to. यहाँ पे बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है ये, ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. देखिए बेटे, यहाँ पे स्टेप्स बने हुए हैं, ये स्टेप्स इस तरह से, इस तरह से स्टेप्स, स्टेयरकेस है पूरे इस तरह से. And from here a ball is rolling and it is moving like this. So what happens, you know, it's going with some velocity u. So therefore what happens, you know, ये सीधा यहाँ पे नहीं गिरेगा, इसकी वेलोसिटी के हिसाब से it is going to reach the step. यहाँ इस तरह से आया, थोड़ा सा मैं इसको चेंज कर रहा हूँ, जस्ट यहाँ पे ले रहा हूँ, ये यहाँ पे आया. ठीक है, now it has reached this step. Now if it is having the velocity u and the height of each staircase, that is h, this is also h, this is also h, like this. और बेटा यहाँ पे जब ये हाइट बता रहा हूँ, ये वाला, ये I'll write here for your understanding, ये h है, this is h, this is h, this is h, this is also h, यहाँ पे लिखता हूँ. And the width b, that means ये वाला जो है ना, width of this step is b, ये b, ये b, ये b. So if it is having the velocity u, जब इसकी velocity जब u होती है, तो it is going to reach the nth step if n is equals to, ये कौन से step पे गिरने वाला है, that we need to calculate. The answer हमको calculate करना है the value of n बेटा. अब आइए मैं इसको analyze करता हूँ इस question को. What is this? If it is h, ये h, ये h, ये h, तो total height यहां से लेकर यहां तक कितना होगा बेटा, nh. अब आप बोलेंगे सर वाई इट इज एन एच, एच प्लस एच, 2h प्लस थ्री एच, ये हो गया, ये प्लस करेंगे तो 4h हो गया. तो आप NH क्यों लिखे? तो यहाँ पे आपके डायग्राम के अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए आई हैव गिवन बेटे, यहाँ पे डायग्राम के आपको अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए आई हैव ड्रॉन. तो nth स्टेप पे जब रीच होता है बेटा ये, तो आप h प्लस h प्लस h प्लस h कितना होगा, 4h, क्योंकि फोर्थ स्टेप पे जाके गिरा ये, तो 4h. अगर वो nth स्टेप पे गिरता है देन इट विल बी NH, ये हाइट मिल गई NH. नेक्स्ट, दिस इज बी, ये बी है बेटा, ये बी है, ये बी है, ये बी है, तो फोर्थ स्टेप के बाद कितनी डिस्टेंस कवर किया, 4b. सो अगर ये nth स्टेप पे गिरता है तो ये यहां से, ये nth स्टेप पे जब गिरता है बेटे, तो ये यहां से, बिकॉज आई हैव टू कैलकुलेट फ्रॉम हियर राइट, बिकॉज यहां से गिरा ना बेटे. तो अब आप देखिए ये डिस्टेंस कितना हो रहा, देखिए दिस विल बी NB. आई होप इट इज क्लियर. फिर से देख लीजिए, नो नीड टू वरी. देखिए दिस इज h h h h, 4h पे गिरा, तो हम क्या करें, 4h ले लिए. बी 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 बी, फोर्थ स्टेयरकेस पे गिरा, विड्थ b है तो 4b लिए हम. लेकिन यहाँ पे अगर हमको n वैल्यू पता ही नहीं है, तो देयरफॉर वी हैव टू कंसीडर दिस एज NB एंड दिस एज व्हाट, NH. आई होप इट इज क्लियर. अब आइए बेटा, व्हाट इज दिस, रेंज इज इक्वल्स टू u into 2h by g. This is the formula already we have seen. तो रेंज कितना है बेटा यहाँ पे देखिए, इज इज द रेंज और नॉट, यस दिस इज द रेंज, सो देयरफॉर वी कंसीडर इट एज व्हाट, NB. दैट इज इक्वल्स टू u into under root of 2h by g. What is this h? Height of the tower, something like. So therefore 2 times nh by g. Our question is we have to calculate the value of n निकालना है बेटा यहाँ पे. तो I am squaring on both sides, so this will become n square. B square is equals to u square. This is 2nh by g. तो वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट जस्ट n. सो यहाँ पे गौर से देखना बेटा, यहाँ पे n है और ये इसमें से एक n कैंसिल, सो दिस विल बी NB square is equals to u square. This is 2h by g. So what is this n? N is equals to this, I am writing in order. This is 2, this is u square h by, this is g as it is. I'm sending this b square down, so it is b square. My friends, here the question is, there are two paper screens A and B are separated by a distance of 100 meter. दो स्क्रीन से बेटा 100 सेंटीमीटर की दूरी पर है. तो I will draw one paper screen. This is another paper screen, and the distance between these two is 100 meters. चलिए 100 meters की दूरी पे, that means the range हमारे को मालूम हो गया, दो पेपर्स के बीच में, दो स्क्रीन्स के बीच में होगा, दो बिल्डिंग्स के बीच में होगा, whatever it is, but this is the I have to consider as per our situation, that is the range. Next, a bullet pierces A then B. तो यहाँ पे देखिए बेटा, अच्छा यहाँ पे मैं पूरा ड्रॉ करूंगा, आप बोलेंगे एक छोटा एक बड़ा क्यों उतारे, I'll draw the equal, दोनों को मैं इक्वली ड्रॉ करता हूँ. टू पेपर्स स्क्रीन से, this is the paper screen, first one, this is the second one, A and B, और दोनों के बीच में दूरी कितनी है बेटा, 100. A bullet pierces A and then B. एक बुलेट आया बेटा यहाँ से, one bullet is there, it's piercing 1, that is the first paper screen को अंदर चले गया pierces करते हुए, and then B. फिर उसके बाद क्या हुआ, ये जो है ना स्ट्रेट नहीं जाएगा बेटा, बिकॉज द डिस्टेंस इज वेरी लार्ज, 100 मीटर से, तो ये बुलेट विल नॉट गो स्ट्रेट, इट विल बी मूविंग लाइक दिस, ये ऐसे जाते हुए इसमें से बाहर निकलेगा इस तरह से. तो द क्वेश्चन हियर इज द होल इन बी इज 10 meters बिलो द होल इन ए, 10 सेंटीमीटर। सो यहाँ पे जो होल है ना बेटा, ये जो होल है और यहाँ पे जो होल बना है, जब बुलेट बाहर निकला तो ये दोनों का जब हम हाइट देखते हैं, मतलब दोनों का जो डिफरेंस इन द होल देखते हैं, तो दिस इज आवर 10 सेंटीमीटर, ये 10 सेंटीमीटर है, दिस इज 10 सेंटीमीटर, ठीक है, बिलो द होल इन ए। इफ द बुलेट इज ट्रेवलिंग हॉरिजॉन्टली एट द टाइम ऑफ हिटिंग द स्क्रीन, कैलकुलेट द वेलोसिटी ऑफ द बुलेट व्हेन इट हिट्स द स्क्रीन ए। तब हमारे को स्क्रीन ए पर जब हिट हुआ था ना, उसकी वेलोसिटी हमारे को कैलकुलेट करना है, दैट मींस यू वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट। आप इसी को आप प्रीवियस कंडीशन से भी आप मैच कर सकते हैं बेटा, दिस इज 100, सो दिस इज आल्सो 100, ये भी तो रेंज ही है, दोनों स्क्रीन एकदम वर्टिकल है, तो ये 100 रहेगा, तो ये भी 100 रहेगा, ये आर बन गया बेटा। हाउ मच इज दिस 10, 10 हमारे लिए क्या होगा, h हो जाएगा, बिकॉज दिस इज h एंड दिस इज रेंज। सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है, थोड़ा आप देखते लेंथ ऑफ द क्वेश्चन देखते आप थोड़ा सा घबरा गए होंगे कि भाई इतना बड़ा क्वेश्चन वी आर सॉल्विंग, नहीं है बेटा। अगर आप उसको स्टेप बाय स्टेप अगर पढ़ेंगे, सो दिस इज द सिचुएशन एंड द प्रॉब्लम। आई थिंक यू हैव नाउ यू हैव अंडरस्टूड कि भाई हम किस सिचुएशन से इसको मैच कर रहे हैं। तो प्रीवियस सिचुएशन में हमारे को जो है ना बेटा, द टावर्स दिया हुआ था, अब यहाँ पे दो स्क्रीन दिया हुआ है, ठीक है। तो आर इज इक्वल टू u into under root of 2h by g. How much is r? R is 100. 100 is equals to u, and this is what 2. h is how much students, 10 सेंटीमीटर है बेटा, तो हम 10 सेंटीमीटर को हम लिखते हैं 10 पावर ऑफ -2 बाई g, आई एम टेकिंग इट एज 980। अच्छा, इसको हम 9.8 लेते हैं, राइट। अब वी आर सॉल्विंग द प्रॉब्लम इन एसआई सिस्टम, तो आप 9.8 लीजिए। नाउ बेटे, दिस इज हाउ मच, u is 100 is equals to u into, पे अटेंशन, देखिए बेटा ये कितना हो रहा है, व्हाट आई कैन से हियर इज दिस इज 2 एंड दिस इज इनटू 10 डिवाइडेड बाई, अच्छे से देखना है आपको, जब ये 10 पावर ऑफ -2 ये जब नीचे जाएगा ना बेटा, 10 पावर ऑफ +2 हो जाएगा, दिस इज 10 पावर ऑफ +2। नाउ 100 is equals to u into 2 into 10 by 9.8 into 100। नाउ दिस एंड दिस गेट कैंसल्ड, ठीक है। अब ये इसको आप 9.8 को अगर आप 10 से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं तो हाउ मच इट इज, 2 बाई 9.8 को अगर आप 10 से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे बोल तो 98 हो जाएगा बेटा, ये 1 टाइम हो जाएगा और ये 49 टाइम्स हो जाएगा, सो 1/49 दिस इज 100। तो इसको हम थोड़ा सा सिंप्लीफाई यहीं पे करेंगे, दिस इज 100 इज इक्वल्स टू u इनटू 1 का रूट निकालेंगे बेटा। अच्छा, मैं यहाँ पे डायरेक्टली लिखता हूँ, तो 1 का अगर आप रूट निकालते हैं तो ये 1 हो गया, और ये 49 का रूट निकालेंगे तो 7, क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करिए, सो u इज इक्वल्स टू 700 मीटर्स पर सेकेंड।